is a blur from the middle of the map. And today I'm back with a story time on why I don't often upload as much as I used to on YouTube as a story time. So let's get right into it. So at some point in time, if you've been with me for the long haul or you're just new and returning, welcome to the channel. Of course, at some point in time, I used to upload every day or even 4 or 5 times out of a week on YouTube. And I realized that maybe this is not working for me anymore. And this is why I decided to actually cut down on putting out multiple videos throughout a week. Now, let's talk about the first reason, because the first reason is definitely important. Of course, everyone has their version of consistency, but once your consistency changes for your channel, you gotta understand you gotta make changes. And I know change can be an uncomfortable thing for some of us, but for me, I don't mind getting out my comfort zone. So once I realized that majority of the people that once supported my YouTube channel had left, there are some that still rock with me. Props to y'all, of course, right? But I realized I don't have the support system I once had that were once watching my videos. This is why I say it's important to understand your audience / community, right? And I said, oh, this is no longer working, me putting out these videos at this rate. You know what I'm saying? So I realized, I said, nah, this is not clearly working. And I realized, I said, you know what? Maybe I need to go with another video upload schedule because I'm putting out too much content. People are not watching the content either as much as they should, of course, because they're probably watching not just my channel, but other channels as well. And the videos weren't doing really well when I was putting them out at that rate anymore. So I said, well, I got to go with another way. And what I decided to do is something that honestly was a risk for me. And it was a big risk. And I said, you know what? Maybe I should do at least 3 videos a week or 4 times videos a week. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go with 3. 3 seems like that will be a realistic number when it comes to uploading content. And I won't be burnt out, because that does happen too. When you put out too much content, you can be burnt out from it. All right. Yes, it's a thing. So I did 3 videos over my other videos. And I'm glad that I went this direction because, like I said, I do see the significant changes for it. Sure, it took time to see the changes, but it was worth it when it comes down to it. And this is my new version of consistency. Yes, my old version didn't work, but sometimes you gotta get out of that mindset. I gotta stick with the old way for things to work. Sometimes the old way you gotta let go of. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go because it's no longer working for you. But it was the honest truth. It wasn't working for me anymore. So the next thing I want to get into and why I did what I did is because the thing is, the algorithm is changing. Not just how people view your videos, the algorithm. Every time when a new year comes for YouTube, the algorithm constantly changes. And I know this is something that has been a thing. I just didn't really pay attention to it. How foolish of me, how naive of me. But I noticed that the algorithm changed. And with the algorithm changing every year for YouTube, you have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible, because if you're not doing these things, you're not going to be here for the long haul. You're going to call it quits. You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. But you should only be mad at yourself. Understand things change, all right? Even with YouTube, of course. And I understood that. I said, well, I got to understand that maybe the way I was going about things is no longer working for me when it comes to that. So what I used to do with my videos, and I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't like sharing certain stuff, but I'm going to share it because I want to see other people thrive in this as well. Make sure when you upload your videos, upload them in private. I'm telling you, it's a game changer, all right? I've been noticing it since the beginning of this year, the game changer, and it's really been helpful before I upload videos on my channel because I got a chance to put out the hashtags. And I know like y'all put out hashtags, but make sure you put out decent hashtags. Not all this unnecessary hashtag filth that you're putting in your videos for people to check it out. But also, the other thing was how I upload it. Because I used to use the YouTube, so you have to put your actual video in private, then put it back in public. That actually watches your videos. Because a lot of people probably don't know that the AI itself is watching your videos. Humans are no longer watching your videos. And what that Gemini does is it watches your video. It sends your video off to your day ones, to your channel that really support your channel. And also to people that are unfamiliar with your channel when it comes down to it. And the thing is, you want to have a decent impression. Now, the next thing is to, and this is still kind of a constant battle off and on with blerd 365, thumbnail titles, man. You gotta have a title, man. Catchy title, something that will bring people to your videos, of course, right? When it comes to it. And sometimes, for me, I'm gonna tell y'all the actual tip to have a backup title for your thumbnail. If the first one don't do well, make sure you got a backup. The backup could be your trump card. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, this one didn't work for me. I got my second one cooking in my files, all right? And that usually helps. Sometimes that first title don't do it for me, all right? I'm not ashamed of it. I'm like, you know what? It happens. Sometimes, like I said, titles can be hit or miss, of course, but you want a title that interests the people that are going to check out your stuff. Now, the next thing that I noticed too, changes with my videos, are what are people learning from with my videos? And I know for me, I tend to do that. People can learn from my videos, right? But the thing is, are people learning from your videos? Yes, you can upload a video, but what are people taking from your videos? Are there lessons there? Or is it something people can learn from? That is a thing too that you have to understand. Like, yes, you can put out so-and-so content. Are they learning from your gameplay content? Are they learning from your music tutorial videos? Are they learning from my pop culture videos? So that is something that I understood. I said, yeah, I got to understand that, you know, when it comes down to it. And that has been helpful because people like to learn, you know what I'm saying? Yes, of course, you know, YouTube is a streaming, you know, platform, but what are tools or things that people find useful from your videos? That's the reality of it. And I love that I'm flexible with YouTube. I think over the years, I've been adaptable. I've been flexible. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a couple YouTube eras when I think about it when it comes to making content. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about too is understanding that pretty much when it comes down to it, this has been helpful for my channel. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, realistically, I was in a rough space. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was in a rough space with YouTube when it came to me uploading videos. I'm like, dang, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I was trying to figure it out. But realistically, I'm happy I went in a new direction for my channel when it comes to uploading. I don't upload as often. The one thing I want to mention, I forgot to mention, is YouTube is not looking for a super edited video. I think a lot of us get into like super editor mode, like, I'm gonna edit this out, you know, going crazy over the editing. It's not completely about the quality anymore. It's a little bit more about the quantity in 2026. What? Yes, blerd is dropping jewels for y'all because I want to see y'all man, that are doing videos like I am. So keep in mind, edit, but don't be super editor. All right, you don't super editor. I'm editing this, editing that. You're taking away time. Right? Time where certain things you can just keep in the video. Okay, there's nothing wrong with making errors. All right? Just don't become an error like, oh, I made an error here, I made an error there, I made an error there. You know, just like going crazy over there. You know, like, okay, yes, every now and then I do make errors, right? But understand they're not looking for that anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking for the perfect video. And also being your true self, right? And like I said, you know, when it comes to videos, I give y'all my honest opinion, my honest views. Sometimes that changes too, right? Because not all the time I'm going to be like, yeah, I agree with this, or I disagree with this. I'm open to those changes. It's transparent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh yeah, he out here boosting, or faking. No, because my opinion changes. My perspective on things change as well when it comes to doing pop culture content, of course. But it is the hardest working blerd on YouTube, guys. And you tell me in the comments, what was the change with your YouTube upload output that has actually been helpful for your channel? And it could be some of the things I talked about in this video, but it is the hardest working blerd on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for liking the video. If you really like the video and the content I'm putting out, commenting, because liking and commenting goes together. It helps me get out in the YouTube algorithm. And also share the video out there, guys. Y'all, you know, you want to see a boy, girl? And I'm still going for the 3,000, 4,000 watch hours. So go check out the old videos, whether it's playlists, videos, live streams. The choice is yours. But it's the hardest working blerd on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much again, legends. And I'm out.